Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning. You've reached Llorraine Neithardt at Venus Unplugged, and what we do here is explore and discuss and inform all things Venusian, whether it be personal love or archetypal understanding of this goddess. She's even greater than a goddess. She's epic. She's the living principle through beauty. And there's so much that beauty can do and can heal. It's not fashion. It is an essence of healing. And so today, I thought, well, it's spring. It is a full moon in Virgo Pisces. So it is a time for cleaning out, a time for making both our body sacred and wholeness. And so when it's a full moon, the energies, the sun and the moon, are 180 degrees opposite of one another, all right? And so that is a symbol, actually, of what needs to be integrated. So we all have a chart, so wherever your Pisces and Virgo is in the chart, that's an opportunity for those of you that understand astrology. You can also do a free chart by going to astro.com and putting in on a natal chart and typing in your information, and your chart will come up. So you won't know. If you don't know what it means, you won't know what it means, but you can just look and see where the Virgo sign is and where the Pisces sign is. And that's the two houses that are beginning to be activated right now. And what do they mean? What are they about? So with the moon in Virgo, that's ruled by Virgo. Its archangel is Raphael. And in Pisces, it's Sachiel, Sachiel. So Virgos and Pisces, you're up. It's your time. You're going to be feeling this the most, but we all contribute. So part of what is going on and we're recognizing is the law of cause and effect. As above, so below. Not only so with this law of karma, which is not a law of punishment, it is the law of cause and effect. If you don't plant seeds, you won't have a crop. That's the way to look at it. You're not being punished or starved to death. You didn't do the work, so it is time to do the work. And what better time than Virgo? Virgo loves to work. Sometimes they love to work so much they paralyze themselves and can't move because they think of so many things that must be done. So just start with what's in front of you. That's all. Don't think of the whole thing. It can be a bookshelf, it can be a closet, which is a pretty big experience. Because when we go into a closet, that's in a sense, it's everything that we wore or everything that we were about to wear for, this period of time. And there's a wonderful book out, and one of the things about organizing, there's hundreds of them, as a matter of fact. But I particularly like her approach because it's about joy. If the outfit doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. The joy can be somebody else's. Because in truth, we only wear about 20% of our closet, and it's usually what's up front. So, I have a theory that you may be unhappy or depressed or not feeling your best, but don't dress that way. Then the whole world can pick on you because they can see it. So take those hidden, beautiful things that you have, rearrange them, clear out what you don't need, ask for Raphael and Sachiel to help you, because that's very important. Because everything that is around us right now is a reflection. And it's a reflection of your inner being. And when we begin to recognize that, does this really represent who I am? Or do I have this because I think I'm supposed to. Or I never really liked it, but I love the person who gave it to me. So you can have it in a closet and know that it's there. The love is there. Well, because people will give you things that they think is fabulous for you. The intention is good, but it doesn't always hit the mark. So that's okay. We can have it. We can look at it. We can enjoy it. We can experience the love, but we don't have to be looking at it all the time. So part of what we're doing during this full moon, hopefully, is looking at our symbolic life. And everything that is around us is an image of something inside of us. So we all have conscious and subconscious beliefs about ourselves and the life around us. And the beliefs that specifically dictate the qualities of life also are on a subconscious beliefs. So we don't even know we have them until we get angry or get excited, or usually in a heightened emotional state, we realize, like, wow, I had no idea what I felt about that. Or sometimes, you're tolerating someone else's unkind behavior. They don't know they're being unkind, but you tolerate it when you really shouldn't. You need to say something like, just ouch from the beginning, but you don't. Then there's going to come that moment and you're going to blow. Really blow. Now, that, of course, will test the relationship or the friendship. This is also a time where secrets come out. So sit down and know that when something comes out, it is because it wants to live in the world and be free of the burden. There's a time, and sometimes it can just come out innocently. Somebody makes a remark, and then you realize, like, oh, that's what that was about. Or someone innocently is talking about an event they went to, and then you realize, oh, wow, I wasn't invited. Now, not everybody gets invited to the party, and we need to look at that. Now, if it's really a true slight, you need to discuss that. You need to say, that's, or let me know that a lot of people I know are going and I'm not, and so that you're not embarrassed. A lot of the things that we're slighted about is because life gives us a situation which we believe is not true of us, or we believe that we shouldn't suffer in a particular way, but life does that. It's so that we can see the strength of who we are. It can see where we kind of stand in the pecking order of people and friendships. Not every day can we be number one. We can always be number one within ourselves and treat ourselves with the utmost respect and joy. So a lot is going to be cooking. If it hasn't jumped out over the weekend, it's today and tomorrow. But it's also the beliefs, because it can be symbolic. We can have no association. It's like, I don't know what that means. Why would that be happening? But at times, if it's something I need to figure out and can't quite get the red thread that connects everything, I write it down as if it's a dream. And then I analyze it as a dreamscape. And then I start to understand the symbolic meaning, because that's what really counts. How is your psyche seeing it? How is your soul seeing it? So, particularly if we're feeling helpless or wounded, clean out a closet. That you're in charge of. And that's a win-win situation. You can donate or sell or give away whatever is no longer you. And sometimes you can do it like in the last 5 years, or whoever the last boyfriend or girlfriend was. Okay, whatever reminds you. Sometimes we hold on to symbolic, what we think is meaningful, and it's just put it away or put it in a box. You don't have to get rid of it. You don't have to clean it either. So if you look around your home, so these are all symbolic objects. And if they're not deeply meaningful to you or do not bring joy or beauty, it's better to have a few objects that really bring joy, because this is your temple, as is your body. So if you're not sure what your subconscious energy field is projecting into the world, just look around at your life. It's not a secret. It's only a secret to ourselves. It's a secret to the part that we don't want to look at. And there's so many hidden treasures. So you can do it that way. Wow, I'm going to do a treasure hunt in my own closet and find those things that I haven't looked at or haven't used or have forgotten about or still has tags on, which so often happens. Or you were going to wear that when you were 5 pounds thinner. Well, you know what? This is also a good time to change your diet and to eat, maybe doing food combining, which is probably the easiest way. And that's the way that you eat, so you're digesting differently. So basically that is, you have your fruits in the morning before 12. You don't mix melons and other fruits. Melons are a different category. You have melons, you wait 20 minutes, and then you can have another piece of fruit. Then for lunch, you have your greens, and you can have your carbohydrate, your piece of bread or pasta. And then in the evening, you have your protein and your vegetables. And just that simple change will make a big change in your body. It's a wonderful time for a purification and a cleanse. It's spring. It's spring cleaning. We get to clean everything out. And so, the old saying, you are what you think. Well, that doesn't mean that we know what we're thinking. It also refers to that we don't know what you think on the subconscious level. So if we're repeatedly have a harmful habit or a habit that we think is good, like suggesting to those that you love how they should be living their life, the intention may be heartfelt. But unless asked, write it down, keep it to yourself, pray for them, see them at their highest level. Don't worry. Worry is a negative form of prayer. You can either do something or pray that the situation is for their highest good. Not what you think their highest good is, but their highest good. And also to ask, what is it that I don't know about myself that I need to understand? Because in knowing, I can use this as a tool for the greater good in your life, for understanding more. If you're asking the question, why does that always happen to me? Well, it doesn't always happen to you. There's a part of you that you don't know that keeps on coming in as a hint to understand. Not a victim. It could feel that way, and it certainly does, because we don't know. Or we've developed a habit that's not even ours. It's something the family does. Or let's say, your family is basically extroverted and you're introverted. You're not going to want to do all those family things. So you need to be able to be true to the part that needs to say, every other holiday I'll show up, or I can't really do all that. I'll do something different, or I'll stay home and set the table while everybody goes out. Whatever it is that you need to negotiate, hopefully gracefully. And sometimes we can't be graceful. Sometimes we just have an archetypal seizure. Did you ever have an anger that you just can't stop? And even when you're carrying on, you're looking at yourself like, what? I'm possessed. What has taken over? Why can't I shut up? That means you have been caught in the realm of the Great Mother. And sometimes we can feel the rage, the archetypal rage of the feminine. And we can't stop. The only thing we can do is observe, wow, this is impersonal rage. This is definitely far greater. Now, hopefully, we don't say everything or act completely on the archetypal rage because the damage is so profound. But if, let's say you have a core belief and you don't know how important it is and another person keeps on stepping on that core belief and you hit archetypal rage, but if there's a real relationship, after you come out of your little seizure, really think about it. Speak honestly from your humanness. No blame. Because blame it's aggravating. It just, it's just poking the bear. Just don't do it. So there are ways that we can just stay on our side and speak from our humanity. Because that's where we're all going. That's what integration means. It means we have integrated shadow and light. We have integrated, balanced the two, or the many opposites within us, of course, one at a time. So this is the full moon, where embedded beliefs and your personal energy field can be changed, can be made conscious, can be looked at, because that's where choice comes in. That's where free will comes in. I choose not to behave that way. I choose not to hurt myself by eating foods that I'm allergic to. I choose to write down my thoughts and give up resistance, because everyone, and I mean everyone, has a secret talent and a secret gift. Very often, they're too afraid to touch it. So, do it in secret. If it's dance, just dance in the morning. Just play. Allow it to live. That doesn't mean we have to be famous for it or do it as a job. It must live in your life, because that's how your prayers get to heaven. So whatever your secret gift is, even if you don't know what it is, try different things. It's usually the thing that we either project our gold onto somebody else, like, oh, that person is this, that, and the other thing. And then you ask yourself, well, wait a second, where is that in me? Or we ask other people to hold it, when in fact it belongs to us. And it takes thousands of lifetimes to develop a gift. So, a gift isn't something that just happens. It is something that is inherently within us, and we get insights. Or perfect strangers will say, wow, you were a great storyteller. You'd make a great writer. Oh, no, I can't do that. Well, yes, you can. You just don't have to show the world. So you're looking at, on this full moon, the opposites within yourself, and you're looking at the mysteries and our trust issues and our faith issues. That if there's a trust that is broken, somewhere along the line, we weren't really being honest. And we didn't know how to be honest, because it was more important to please another. But we distrusted ourselves. So Raphael is the archangel of Virgo, and Raphael, it walks with a caduceus, with a snake on it, a serpent, and it symbolizes healing. So this healing time for you and for all. And its realm is the archangel of the heaven of form. And it's healing through joy, through play, through joy. And the gifts for Earth is that Raphael helps us to seek the gift of healing. He knows the ways to heal ourselves, and he helps us find the healing in nature and universal energy. So we also send healing to others. And that healing needs to be not what you think they need to be healed, but whatever is for their highest good. Whatever healing is for the greatest good. So Raphael is the one. God heals. Raphael is the spiritual source behind all cures and a messenger of divine providence. Essential to the cure is all ills. Now remember, when an illness comes or a shadow aspect comes up in our life, it's being revealed because it longs to be healed. It's not messing with your mind or your day. It's there. It can't live in that environment. It can't live with that secret. It needs to be brought to light, because in the light, we also get an opportunity to forgive or be forgiven, which is powerful, powerful stuff. And in that forgiving, we begin to understand our humanness. Because when someone says, I would never do that, they're asking for it. That's going to come up in their life. So maybe they would never do it, but they'll attract 25 people who will. And then it's like, oh my God, how could this be? And that's so awful. Instead of saying, wait a second, where does that live in me? Where I may not do it in that particular way, but where's that white lie that makes me feel good about myself? Or where's that lie that makes me feel bad about myself? Because very often, what I see happen is people are not as bad as they think they are. And certainly, if you take a problem or a betrayal, and a betrayal always means an upgrade in consciousness, in the span of your whole life, you understand how that secret or that betrayal had to come up at that particular time so that you don't carry it. Because secrets have a way of festering when they don't have a place, or we don't put them to sleep, or we can't let them go. They will show up at the oddest hours. So, Raphael, that's your for the Virgo full moon, or anybody who is Virgo, and that God has healed. So when you need, or somebody else needs a healing, right? It's a dual rulership. Raphael is also Gemini, the twins. So it's the pillars of the temple. And the Virgo is the heavenly virgin, meaning whole within herself, okay? So Raphael principle is also of communication, and is quick. Raphael, if you need like a special emergency, need a quick healing or a quick insight, Raphael is the one who does things very quickly. So his time orbit is like now, like right now. So that's always good to know. Go on, Raphael. And Raphael will also help you in businesses. It will also help you with paperwork, or the act of writing, or call on Raphael if you're stuck writing, or write a letter to this powerful archangel that rules all health that matters, and all health matters particularly of children up to the age of 7, and small animals, the four-leggeds. There's an Irish saying that every four-legged is a saint. So when we ask for Raphael, we ask Raphael to carry our prayers to the higher realms, to the divine. That's what the archangels do for us. They're quicker and faster. So his influences are particularly of birds, too. Sometimes a bird's going to show up, and that's a good sign when we see that. That's a symbol of Raphael. So the form is yellow and golden light, and it's very fast-moving. And he has that staff of the medical field. It's interesting that they would take that. And then Angel Sachael. All right. Now, that is the angel of Pisces. So that is also the Lord Jupiter in ancient astrology. And Jupiter is also the rulership of Sagittarius, the center, and Pisces, the fish. And now it's interesting because this full moon is hitting, it just dawned on me, okay, it's hitting all the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Sachael, which this year in particular, they are being spotlighted. There is a lot going on in the mutable signs. It's a year of purification and letting go and seeing what's going on. And when it first dawns on us, like, wow, my life is like a scrambled egg right now. That's okay. You're going to unscramble it. So these forces, these invisible forces, are giving you particular strength and wisdom to make the changes that are necessary. So not only are the mutable signs closets going to get cleaned and organized, but their whole life. So Sachael is the rulership that extends to all financial matters. So if we need an increase in earnings, or we need to recover debts that we owe, or to repay debts that are due, all problems involving banks and assistance in obtaining a raise, or raising your prices, or looking over and saying, how did this happen? You know, it's not magic how it happens. We're either asleep at the wheel and we're not paying attention to what we're spending, or, you know, everything, as is so true, has gone up, it seems, like 20% every other day, and which also means, well, we either have to cut down in one area, or we need to get some more money in another way, or sell our stuff that we're getting out of the closet. So it's looking at the balance of finances, but Sachael will help us, will give us insight. We can ask for a request, and sometimes we can get a boon, we can get a gift, we can get a blessing, which happens. There is always a solution. And this also has to do with all legal matters. So it is a good time for court cases, and it's a good time to ask the angel Sachael to deal with reconciling human justice with divine justice and the securing of help of people in authority. So it's a very powerful full moon. And you know what? Don't forget the debt that we owe ourselves. The promises, the broken promises that we have made to ourselves. That's also a debt. It's just not about other people, or where we're not in relationship. You know, we're giving everything away and we're not holding for ourselves. Or, you know, in order to save money, you eat a poor grade of food. No. You need to be able to look at that in a different way and give yourself the most nourishing health, wealth, love, and happiness of mind, body, and soul. So you have a debt to yourself. And if someone else isn't treating you well, that doesn't mean you don't treat yourself well. You do. You give to yourself, and then you can give to others. You need to give from extra. You can't give from your core if you don't have it. what you can give is an act of kindness or a service in some way. So this is a very, very powerful week. It can be filled with joy. And Venus, it loves joy. That's, a happy heart, a loving heart, a joyful heart. And you can even be very, very, I guess the word would be serious or stern, but still be joyful. Like, I really need to say this, because if I don't, it's gonna end badly. And happy spring. It's actually a beautiful day here in New York City, so you can go to my website. You can look up on iTunes the other episodes, which gives lots of good information, or call for an appointment, or break out your spring dance. Everything's coming up roses. Till next week. Bye-bye.
Napa know-how.
A Napa guy knows more isn't always better, unless we're talking about full-size vans. These beasts do more than get you from A to B. They have so much space a man can live in it. With shag carpeting, waterbed, and a sweet lava lamp, these mobile abodes have all the comforts of home. With quality parts and plenty of Napa know-how, you can keep the original tiny house running longer, stronger. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
Progressive presents Mindflowness with Flow.
Before you lies a beautiful meadow. In that meadow, Progressive Direct has placed its auto insurance rates alongside those of competitors. You select the lowest rate and feel a great sense of calm. A great sense of...
Compare Progressive Direct rates with competitors' rates so you can rest easy. Visit Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. Vary based on how you buy. Vary based on how you buy. Vary based on how you buy.